Set it up and break it down. Welcome in World Series champ Will Middlebrooks. Will in the wall. MLB gets a dream matchup, 1 versus 1, West Coast against East Coast, old rivals, and most importantly, superstars. Will, what does a Yankee-Dodger World Series mean to baseball?
I think you saying dream matchup is the perfect way to say this. And I'll say dream matchup maybe outside of Boston and outside of San Diego. But even those guys are thinking secretly to themselves, this is going to be a lot of fun to watch. You know, this is huge for Major League Baseball. It's huge for broadcasting. It's, like you said, coast to coast, best of the East, best of the West, the 2 biggest markets in the game. And some of the biggest stars this game has right now, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie, Freddie Freeman, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole, the list goes on, right? Like, this is fun. And let's not forget about the impact of Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto in Japan. These games are going to start at 9 a.m. in Japan. You think they're not going to be up watching this and shooting the viewership through the clouds, right? These are 2 of the best players that ever played in the Nippon Baseball League. So they are going to be up watching that. This has an opportunity to be one of the best World Series of all time. I don't want to get ahead of myself, Hakeem, because I know they got to play the games, but you start looking at the 75 World Series, the Reds and the Red Sox, the 86 Mets, Red Sox, the Twins and the Braves in 1991, and you start thinking to yourself, the amount of superstars and the level of elite talent on the field for this World Series, you just hope it goes 7 games and can be in those top 3, top 4 World Series of all time.
Yeah, the last time we had a 7-game series, I don't really like to bring it up because it was brutal for me. 2016, when the Cubs came back and beat the. See, I don't even want to talk about my team. When the Cubs beat my
get it.
then
We all know what happened.
then Indians in 7 games. They're up 3-1 in the series. You know, we'll see if this one goes 7 games. I'm kind of rooting for that to go 7 games. Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani making their World Series debut. Judge is hitting 161 this postseason, 2 homers, 6 RBIs, Will. For the Yankees to win it all, Aaron Judge needs to do what?
Be himself. He has to perform. You said it. He's hitting 161 this year. He's hitting 154 over his last 30 postseason games. So this is nothing new. To his defense, this year, he hasn't really gotten a ton to hit. But when he does, it's like he's not ready for it. He's in between pitches. He's early on off speed. He's late on fastballs. He just hasn't been coming through. Something, if I'm Aaron Boone, I'm looking at is getting Austin Wells from behind him in the lineup. Move him. He has struggled in such a big way. He was great during the regular season as a rookie catcher, both defensively, offensively, put up good numbers. He struggled in October. At 2 in the lineup, I want Soto. I would go 3 Judge. I would go 4 Stanton. I wouldn't worry about stacking the 2 righties. I know they try to enter. Don't do that. Put your hottest hitter right now, Giancarlo Stanton, behind Aaron Judge. Get him pitches to hit so he can do damage, because that's what he's got to do for this team to win.
Yeah, we need Aaron Judge to be awesome in this series. We need Shohei Ohtani to be awesome in this series. If you don't have a dog in the fight, you want to see fireworks as Shohei Ohtani helps the Dodgers get to the World Series in his very first postseason. The splits are wild, Will. 4 for 29 with nobody on base this postseason. With runners on, 8 for 13 with 9 RBIs. If you're the Yankees, how are you pitching to Shohei Ohtani?
I mean, do you go full Barry Bonds treatment, bases loaded, just throw up the 4, take your base?
But then he scores.
I mean, he's been.
That's what we saw. That's what happened with the Mets. They walked him, and then he'd find a way to get a run. He'd create chaos, and they would just keep running it after him.
Yeah, and what's interesting, too, is with nobody on, if you do pitch around him, which he wouldn't right now because he struggled for whatever reason with nobody on, he just steals second base, and it's basically a double. But, I mean, we talk about Judge and what he needs to do and what we're excited to see. This is the best baseball player on the planet, on planet Earth. And there's nothing, you know, as I watch him in the postseason and I look at his body language and his actions, and I'm looking for a crack in the armor, and Hakeem, there's nothing, all right? There's nothing that points to say he's pressing or he's trying to do too much. I just think he's built for the big game. You go back to, he won the title in Japan as a young guy, 2016 with the Nippon Ham Fighters, right? He hit like 380 in that series. You remember the World Baseball Classic, the big strikeout of Mike Trout to end the World Baseball Classic that's burned into all of our souls. It's just his power transcends baseball, and he is just an icon at this point, and people from all over the world are going to be tuning in and watch him play.
The 4 hardest hitters in all of baseball are in this World Series. Hard hit rate. How's your, I mean, this is incredible. Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, Giancarlo Stanton, and Juan Soto. We're going to break down the rosters here, starting with the starting lineups. Who has the edge 1 through 9 in terms of hitters?
These are all going to be tough, and you're going to hear me say the term coin flip a lot because that's what it feels like. You know what? The Dodgers, you look at the numbers in the postseason, the Dodgers' offensive numbers are better than the Yankees. But actually in this series, I like the Yankees better. I like the lineup. Hold on here. It's because of the matchups, right? I'm looking at their lineup and what they've done against pitching through the year. The Yankees struggled against left-handed pitching this year. They hit 235 against lefties. That's 24th in baseball. They hit 253 against righties. They were a top 8 team against right-handed pitching. Well, if you look at the Dodgers team, they are right-handed heavy. They have one left-handed pitcher that's probably going to be on that roster, Anthony Banda. He is going to be there simply to shadow and follow around Juan Soto, and when he comes up in big moments, they're going to bring the lefty in for him. I'm not even worried about Juan Soto against him just because of who Juan Soto is. He's still good against lefties. I'm not. If I'm Juan Soto, I'm not afraid of Banda and what he has to bring to the table. So I am leaning Yankees here. That's really hard to say just looking at the Dodgers lineup. You have Shohei, you have Mookie. But if Freddie Freeman wasn't hurt, I think it might be a little bit closer. But I'm still going to lean Yankees here on this one.
Yankees 7-0 against right-handed pitchers this postseason. Jack Flaherty, right-handed. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, right-handed. Walker Buehler, right-handed. So right there, that might be the difference. If they can defeat right-handed pitching, if that's their strength in this series, it feels like the Yankees have the edge clearly because they hit right-handed pitchers so well. What can you say about that, being a former big leaguer and knowing the difference of a lefty and a righty and what that means for a lineup?
Well, I mean, I think when you have your big power bats and Soto, right, like a left-handed batter obviously tends to see right-handed pitching better. I think Soto hit 293 with 28 homers against righties. But then you have Aaron Judge, who obviously has struggled in the postseason, but you think about the stadium he plays in and the righties he faces. So I like to compare Yankee Stadium to righties as Fenway Park is to left-handed batters, right? Where at Fenway, lefties kill the ball because they let the ball get deep, they let it travel. They're not scared to let it get deep and hit it the opposite way off the monster. Righties in Yankee Stadium with the short porch and right, they're not afraid to let that ball get deep. They can inside out a ball, be late. Aaron Judge for sure can mishit a ball to right field and it leaves for a homer. Now, what does that lead to with off speed? Pitchers think, oh, I don't want to throw the fastball. He hits the fastball the other way really well. Well, if a hitter is hitting the fastball the other way, that means the off-speed pitches, they are dead on. And if you hang something, you're not going to get it back. And you saw that throughout the season with the Yankees against off-speed. Hanging off-speed in the zone was always a problem, especially at home, because they wanted to hit the fastball to right field.
Well, and a lot of people think that the Yankees and Dodgers are just these free swinging hitters at the plate all the time. It's not really the truth. The Yankees and Dodgers ranked first and second in walks in the regular season, and that perhaps could be an issue for Dodgers pitching because that was the biggest question coming in was their starting pitching, and they found a way. In terms of the edge in starting pitching, this seems pretty clear, Will, in terms of who has the edge. It's the Yankees starting rotation.
It is clear. It is clear. It is New York. I don't think it's as lopsided as people think, just because Garrett Cole's not normal Garrett Cole right now, right? This isn't the Cy Young Garrett Cole striking out 10-plus, going 7 innings. He hasn't really looked himself since coming back. This year he's been up and down. He's had some really good outings, but even his good outings in the postseason, it was 4 strikeouts, right? He's still throwing strikes. He's getting ahead. He's getting weak contact. That's fine. Name of the game is weak contact and just get outs. But it's not the same guy. He's not as dominant as he was. I think he can still work through 5 or 6 innings and limit damage, even against this Dodgers offense. And then you roll into Carlos Rodon, who has pitched like an ace at times, right? He's been up and down. I think he's calmed down a little bit. We saw the one outing where he was very fired up and then fell apart, but he has settled down and looked really good. Clark Schmidt's a reliable third. Luis Hill, up and down season, but electric stuff. But to your point, Hakeem, I mean, the Dodgers are just beat up, right? Yeah. Walker Buehler hasn't been the same guy since Tommy John. Right? He just has not been. He's had the hip thing that's bothered him a little bit. His last outing, though, the numbers jumped off the page. I don't want to start saying, oh, like there were sticky substances and this and that, because I don't think there was. I think he was fired up because it was a big game. His fastball velocity was up. He was seeing break in his sweeper that he hadn't seen ever in his career. I mean, it was filthy. So he was good. So what version of Walker Buehler do you get? I can't put stock into him being that guy that we saw in his last outing. Yamamoto missed a ton of time with the rotator cuff strain, right? He hasn't been the same. He did have a good start there against San Diego. He looked good, but he's probably on a pitch count around 70 pitches. We've seen him between 60 and 73 pitches and nothing above that. So what are you going to see from him? Jack Flaherty, who got the nod for game one, the velo was down 2 miles an hour on his fastball in his last start. Dave Roberts came out and said, oh, he was under the weather, he was sick, but his previous starts before that, the velo had started to tick down as well. We got to forget these guys. We can't forget these guys have been pitching since February. Like, they're gassed, they're tired. The same thing with their bullpen, right? So if we were looking at the Los Angeles Dodgers with options of Shohei on the mound, with Tyler Glasnow, with Dustin May, even a Kershaw at this point in his career, if he was a fourth starter for them, if we had all these names in the mix, then I would lean Dodgers. But you just don't. Yes. You don't. You don't have those guys, and the guys you do have are beat up.
7 starting pitchers for the Dodgers are injured, and it's 8 if you include Shohei Ohtani. I mean, when you look at the list of guys that are injured for the Dodgers, look, if they had all their guys, I don't know what we're talking about here, because it might be lights out. We might be talking about a sweep, a 5-1. I mean, the quality of starters they have, as you see out with injury right here, is incredible, which has forced Dave Roberts to go to his bullpen early and often, and both bullpens have been critical to getting to this point. Equally important is how each manager is using his pen. So, Will, who has the bullpen edge knowing the guys you've got?
Yeah, so I think this was the toughest one for me. And I'm going to go with the Dodgers, but it's by a hair. I mean, it's close. And look, I think the Yankees bullpen is deep. I do think I really like Luke Weaver in that closer role since they put him there. But LA, if you look at their top guys, you look at their top 6 most used arms, they've pitched to a 0.84 ERA this postseason. And then if you just narrow it down even more, just their top 4 guys, you're looking at Blake Trinan, Michael Kopech, Evan Phillips, Daniel Hudson. I mean, these guys have been throwing the ball better, a touch better than the Yankees' top 4 guys. But we're really splitting hairs at this point. Like, these guys are all really good. The only thing is, I do worry maybe the Dodgers have been a little bit overused. I mean, it's been 2 months straight of these bullpens having bullpen games, but also covering, at least 4 or 5 innings every game. So how long can they hold on against an offense like the New York Yankees? We'll see. But as of right now, I'm going to give the edge, very small edge, razor edge, to the Dodgers.
Dave Roberts has been here before as a manager, led the Dodgers to a title in the COVID 2020 season. Aaron Boone has been in the World Series as a player, as has Dave Roberts. This is Aaron Boone's first World Series as a manager. The decisions are going to be scrutinized, and we will scrutinize them as the series go on. And every game is going to be a moment of, did he do this right? Did he do that right? And when it all comes down to it, the Dodgers are slight favorites here. So you got the Dodgers as slight favorites. Who are you picking to win this Dream World Series?
Oh, if I pick the winner, geez. I'm going to go Yankees in 7. And I want you to know I put my Red Sox ring off to the side as far as possible so it didn't catch on fire right in front of me. All right. But I'm going to go Yankees in 7.
Are you allowed to make that pick as a Red Sox World Series champion? Are you allowed to say Yankees?
Listen. Everybody in the control room right now, we're going to let this play till midnight, and then we're going to burn these tapes.
Okay.
Forever. I don't need proof of this. I like the Yankees. I think they're peaking at the right time right now. I think you get a couple very good starts from Garrett Cole. I think you get a bullpen that holds together. I actually really like Clay Holmes in like the 6th, 7th inning leverage roles, not as a closer. I think Luke Weaver ends up being a very good closer in his career, and this is the season that obviously started that and ends with a World Series win. But I honestly, Hakeem, I think this is going to go down as one of the best World Series of all time.
I hope it does. Dodgers and Yankees, it all gets started Friday night in Los Angeles. Will Middlebrooks, Will in the wall, setting it up for us. A monster series. It gets going on Friday night. Will, thank you.
Thanks, King.
This is the 12th World Series matchup between the Yankees and Dodgers. The Yankees won 8 of the previous 11 World Series matchups, but it was the Dodgers who won the last one back in 1981. They meet again beginning Friday night in Los Angeles, and we will have full pregame, in-game, and post-game coverage of the 120th Fall Classic right here on CBS Sports HQ.